Steve, have you been waiting long for us? I know, we've been studying the weather maps, but we get the gang back together. Not quite just yet, Rex. I gotta hook you up and we'll go out the door on a Saturday morning. All right then, I guess we're in position for the T-Rex triple hop, if you will. T-Rex, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and out the door on another nice Saturday, at least in southeastern New England. The temperature, 43 degrees this morning. Radiational cooling last night with a nice high pressure system from Canada. But out over the ocean, there's a storm that just keeps on giving. And surf is up this morning. I was watching the Cinnamon Rainbows cam, and it was a lot of effort getting out through now what's an 8-foot swell at 12 seconds because of the same old storm we've been watching for more than a week now. The air temperature, by the way, 40, and the water temperature 55. So I like to combine the two and say, it's 95 degrees when considering what to wear. So you get your probably third thickest wetsuit on and gloves and booties, right? And expert surfing today. I looked at the web camera at Mattakese Wharf, and it was still kind of foggy because it was so cold. There was dew. Temperature cooled to the dew point, radiational cooling. And I think the fog is probably burnt off. So the last time it rained on Cape Cod on a Saturday was the last weekend of June. So it's beginning July 5th. We've had nothing but rain-free. I know that September 6th was quite stormy, but on Cape Cod it was not stormy on September 6th. So this is the now losing track 16th. Did I say 15th? 16th. Nice Saturday in a row in southeastern New England. We break for work crews gathering docks. They put them into formation yesterday. Looks like ahead of schedule. Well, not ahead of schedule, but I don't recall the team down here at Wessagusset putting the docks all together the day before the big move. So the docks are on the move to their winter home over there on the Charles River. The athletes from around the world are competing in the head of the Charles Regatta. And here in our backyard, did I mention it's 7:30 a.m.? And here's the regional temperature roundup. A lot of spots got down into the 20s last night. For some, it was probably the coldest morning of the season so far. All the way down to Orange, Massachusetts, close to 30 degrees. Boston, 46 degrees. But with the sun coming up, passive solar heat, not a lot of wind, likely a light onshore breeze today. It is a very nice day. The storm generating the surf is out there stalled. And you go to the Tropical Tidbits website, and you can actually download the satellite. And you can see there in the center east of New England, there are dual low-pressure systems spinning around one another. This is the same complex weather system we started with about a week ago, and it had stalled thanks to the Greenland block. And it's just sitting and spinning, and it's about to move out. So it's going to stop influencing even our coastal surf here now after today. The surf may keep on going, but the storm is finally going to move away. And if you look at the Ocean Prediction Center analysis, you can see there's a 988 low and a 983 low. Very powerful storms. Hurricane Center says, no, they're not tropical, but they're keeping an eye on it anyway. And you can see the arrows going in circles, and it's about to loop out. And then if you go to the surface analysis for the United States and Canada, you have a front that stretches from Hudson Bay all the way down to Texas, with a new low forming in Texas. So that's going to be our next weather maker. And it's going to make some serious weather here on Monday after we're done with this beautiful 10, 20 or so millibar high pressure system. T-Rex has got the hair up on the back of his neck. Are there bunnies over there, T-Rex? Steve, why don't you come for a walk? Who walks their cats on the videos? I wanted to get this done kind of quickly, but I'm not sure I can do that because I get so much stuff. Ryan Haas has been monitoring the snow for us on top of Mount Washington, all of the half inch that we've had over the last 48 hours. So I thought we were, give Ryan the morning off. But no, he was up in the middle of the night getting imagery of the Northern Lights, the aurora, excited air molecules at the very top of the atmosphere lighting up green and purple as there was a coronal mass ejection of energy off of the sun. And also his colleague Ryan Napper had a fireball. He said there was a fireball and aurora last night, so not dull. Is it ever dull? I'm having a good time watching the workers corralling the docks and like herding cattle. They're going to herd them underneath the Four River Bridge, where over there, that's called Twin River Technology, and then the bridge just right over there. As this is the resting spot for the docks is going to be Bert's Boatyard, and that's called Twin River Technology there. And on a morning with clear, calm, and condensation, you get the emissions going up and drifting a little bit toward the southwest, so that means there's a very light flow from the northeast. T-Rex, can you stop? No frost for me, and I'm not going to have a frost in the next week as far as I can tell. Let's go to the Euro and just get this over with, because T-Rex is really annoying me right now, and I want to have a fast edit, and I've got a work project I got to get to. So here's the Euro, and here's the storm is on the right side of the map. You can't even really see it anymore. The high pressure is moving to the south, and with the high moving to the south, it's going to warm up probably in the low 60s today, and a few spots could hit 70 tomorrow. But look at that front coming across the Great Lakes with that storm north of the Great Lakes, and a new one forming coming out of Texas into Pennsylvania. And the isobars really tighten up, very windy from the south tomorrow afternoon, and it's a cyclogenesis number 1. We've been talking about this. A low is forming on the front, and it really whips through here on Monday with downpours and thunderstorms, but it's going to be moving so fast we can only pick up a ½ inch to an inch of rain, but there may be some damaging winds in a thunderstorm, and that low is going to go across and into southeastern Canada, and that one has no snow associated with it. It's actually going to have a wake of a little bit warmer air coming in on Tuesday. It's going to try and warm up a little bit on the backside of maybe 50s, 40s in the hills on Monday, into the 50s and maybe 60 on Tuesday. And then here comes cyclogenesis number 2 coming through with a front as the trough is digging into the Great Lakes on Wednesday. It looks like another low is going to go right across New England, looking a little bit like the Monday low, but a little bit weaker, a little bit less rain. But that is rain for the drought-stricken parts of northern New England, probably about another ½ inch right there. And then what happens to cyclogenesis number 3 that we thought maybe happened on Friday does not look like it's happening. You have instability here. The 540 line is here, and you have some elevation rain mixed with snowflakes at the tops of the mountains on Thursday, quite chilly and a very late October-ish day. And then on Friday, no cyclogenesis. Actually, the high pressure is to our south. So if this is right, and you know this is a complete moving target, that would have us pretty nice on next Friday. And then on Saturday, here comes another front and a little short wave. So not really cyclogenesis, but some energy. So there's lots of energy with these storms, one after another, coming in off the Pacific and the Greenland block weakening. We're going to have more progressive systems. And wow, another major storm coming across the middle of the country. And then it goes out now to Monday. And this is October 26th. I'm going to stop it at 8 a.m. because what looked like sort of a warm high pressure to our south is being replaced by a colder high pressure to our north. The last vestiges of the Greenland block would push some cooler air just into New England with that high to our north. Wind is air moving from high to low pressure. There's not really any low pressure near New England, but that would be a light northerly flow. And you see the 540 line, and then off to the west. Look at all those isobars. And the south, energy once again bundling south of that high with more storminess from Florida to South Carolina, and there could be a tropical cyclone down there somewhere at the same time. Look at those lows up in Manitoba. What is that, about a 986 or 7? And then that front stretches all the way down almost to Mexico. From Manitoba, Canada to Mexico, a major front. And ahead of it, there's a lot of warmth going from Texas up into eastern and central Canada. And that warmth you'd think would come in here probably around the 27th or 28th, and then there would be a storm, perhaps a coastal storm coming at us toward Halloween, which we can almost set our clocks by because there's almost always a coastal storm coming at us around Halloween. And what day is Halloween? I haven't looked at that yet. So that's the end of the weather part. I don't know T-Rex where he went, but he's on his stay, so he can't go far. So we got people jogging on the beach this morning. That's beautiful. I love this, and the birds. And the Enmore yesterday departing New Hampshire and looking around the Profile Deluxe gardens and views. It was so fun, and I drove away with my key, hotel key in my pocket, so I had to come back. And whenever something like that happens, I think it's for a reason, and I got to meet Jasper. I forgot the mix. Jasper is a lab, and well, Jody Lynn will tell us about it. And I've never met a dog that had just got engaged. Jasper and Zari posted their engagement photos on Instagram. I'm trying to learn how to use Instagram. Very nice to meet you, Jody. And Paul, thank you for commenting. Paul, who I met at the Red Parker Pub on Thursday, and now watching. Well, I guess you said you did watch already anyway, right, Paul? And so, yeah, very fun to talk weather with you, and hopefully you're getting some welcome needed rain there. And we have a deficit to make up in northern New England, and we're working on that. And if I had time, I would chase the corralled docks going under the Four River Bridge, but I've got to hit the road. I've got a work party on Cape Cod to attend. Oh, yes, and by the way, Chuck, no, the thermostat's not fixed, but we have a new flag. The flag got tangled. Unfortunately, I don't have time lapse from either of my webcams. They both need rebooting after this storminess. So here's yesterday's weather today. Steve, can you look over here? And more. And more? How about a little tour now that the sky has turned blue? Here at the Profile Deluxe. I think we're going to be able to see Mount Washington from the front yard now. I see the garden here. There's some dill. No, that's asparagus, actually. I think that's asparagus. And the evidence that there were tomatoes here. Now, I brought some tomatoes with me from home. I'm wondering if maybe I can gift them to Jody and Mike. And they get the herbs going. Wonderful, creative gardeners, craftspeople, artists here. Highly recommend it. Life began in a garden. Indeed. Hot tub. Gorgeous. Mount Washington's over there. I'm holding out. See, I'm kind of just making it a surprise for how it looks when I go around the corner. Jody and Mike said, well, it's not as spectacular as it can get, but I am looking forward to it. We got a frog and a frog pond. We got a bird feeder made out of license plates. So the craftsmanship and the pleasantry and the ambiance and the road. I called it 302. It's actually Route 3. And I'll be heading south on Route 3 in a few minutes. There's a pool for the summertime. There's your fire pit with all your Adirondack chairs. You got your garden with your herbs and flowers and Mr. and Mrs. Scarecrow here and the pumpkins and hay. And he said there was only one light killing frost so far. And then over here at the base of the sign, I was looking at this mulch and I looked closer and I said, wow, what is that? So they did this sort of chopped rubber tire mulch, which is really nice. And now if we look over to Mount Washington, it is white on top. And the number is 0.6. No, the number is 0.4. The first 0.4 of snow with more than an inch of rime ice. Just going for a little walk to get a better view of Mount Washington. I come across this thing, U.S. Coast and Geodetics Survey, azimuth mark, 1958 with an arrow pointing toward Mount Washington. It says 1958. I would say that's the elevation, perhaps, or when this marker was put on. Unlawful to disturb this marker. Pretty cool. All right, now let me stand up, let these trucks go by, and get a little better view of the summit here before we get in the car and head south. Oh, cloud, obstructed view seating. But we brake for interesting features. The carriage that the horse would have drawn. I would assume that's a brake, not the gas pedal. And then luxury seating. Still in pretty good shape, wouldn't you say? This has got to be more than a century old. Beautiful. Imagine changing the tire on one of these. Thanks for having us. All right, move along. So we've just been told that we get to meet a new dog. We love new dogs and out the door weather and more. Cattle Lab. Hi, you got free, didn't you? What's your name?
His name is Jasper.
Jasper. Hi, Jasper. Oh, kind of friendly.
Very friendly. He's a shelter pup.
A shelter, yeah. We love that. T-Rex was a rescue also. Cattle Lab, never heard of that. Did you make up that name like I made up T-Rex?
I did. It's because it's a Catahoula leopard dog and a Labrador mix, and of all of his siblings, he's the only one that displays more Catahoula in him, more of the spotted that most Catahoulas have.
Catahoula.
Yeah, he's from the Sterling Animal Shelter in Sterling, Massachusetts.
Oh, neat.
And he had 5 siblings or 4 siblings. They were all named after ice cream. He was Moose Tracks.
I see the moose tracks. Have you ever seen a moose? They must walk through here once in a while.
They do. I've got a great shot from 2 days ago. That's where I went out this morning to get pictures of the moose.
Oh.
He wasn't there this morning.
That's it. I'm not leaving. Oh, wait. I see a moose right now.
Yeah, little moose.
Thank you so much. I love your art. Where can we find your art?
Thank you. I sell across the street at the Copper Pot Bistro.
What's the name of your...
My site is Life in the Whites.
Life in the Whites.
And I'm on Instagram.
Great.
Yeah.
And Catalab.
Jasper has
Jasper.
his own Instagram. It's Jasper. Don't do that. You're on film. It's Jasper's Life in the Whites.
Jasper's Life in the Whites. Great to meet you, Jasper.
Jasper just got engaged.
What?
He did.
How's that happen?
Oh, because his parents are crazy and her parents are crazy.
And so that's all on Instagram.
It is. It is the engagement, and the wedding is coming soon. She has a girlfriend, and she is a Saint Berdoodle.
Saint Berdoodle.
She's almost as, I think she's a little bigger than Jasper, actually.
All right, well, we're going to find you on the social. And congratulations on the nuptials soon to come. Was it one of those planned weddings? What do they call those? Where the bride and groom don't really get to choose?
Yeah, no. I think they decided. He actually gave her a ring and everything.
Aw, so romantic.
It is.
All right.
It is.
I'm glad I forgot the key. I knew if I forgot to give you the key and came back, something fun would happen. How many?
It was a pleasure.
You too. How many people drive away with the key anyway?
Oh, probably about, I don't know, a dozen a month.
A dozen a month.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a good excuse to come back.
It is.
Any excuse to come back here. What a beautiful day.
It is. You've got a gorgeous day.
All right.
Try your joy.
Back into the notch. Can't quite see it because of the color, but top of cannon just barely frosted. Clouds in the notch. 49 degrees. Echo Lake over here, Echo Lake in Conway. A few of my favorite trails. Passing Waterville Valley. Brilliant color to this eye, in my opinion. This is gorgeous foliage. Let's not give it a bad rap. Look at this. Just looking at the hillside over there towards Waterville Valley with the sun on it. It's even more pretty. Gorgeous. Peak foliage right here, right now. Welcome to Massachusetts. Going by Bunker Hill Monument. Museum of Science is down there. We're going over the Charles River, which reminds me, even though I can't see the Charles River, it's head of the Charles Regatta weekend. When I was a much younger man, that was a pretty big deal. And for young people, what a weekend. Today, I think, is, gather, reunions. A lot of people have been rowing for decades, and then the young people. And what a weekend we have for you in Boston. High pressure is sinking air. I always talk about high pressure. Where's the Charles? I think it's underneath here. It's a wonderful bridge. It's so pretty. How are the Bruins doing? The Bruins in town tonight? Taft. Tate. It's Tate. So we're getting a car work done over here at Ayers Collision. Different car. We got cars everywhere. And it's so nice out here in the reeds here in Quincy, next to Marina Bay. You can watch the planes come over. A little bit of warm front cumulus, stratocumulus. No, almost stratocumulus. Big furry white dog. Really nice over here. Look at these coming in side by side. So neat. Landing toward the north. You know where there is not a drought? South of Boston. We've had a lot of rain, so our foliage season should be brilliant. And often coming up this road, you get some great color, but it's not happening right this second. We're still waiting for the color here. Foliage chases us south. We are just about totally green, just a little red showing up here. We've got another 2 weeks or so for even approaching peak color. T-Rex, good to see you again. Yeah, go ahead, right down those stairs. I don't have any colorful trees in my backyard, but we've got a colorful boat going by. And the sun's getting pretty low pretty fast, so I don't know if we're gonna get any colorful trees. How about some Montauk daisies? And some tomatoes. Still hanging in there, look at those beauties. And the work boat flying off into the sunset. I think I can come down a little further. Hey, Montauk's looking pretty good considering that nor'easter. Some tomatoes on the ground. Oh, we've got a roller. We've got one that rolled over here. It's kind of waxy. There's the sun. There's the beach, and there was another blowout. Probably have a better view of it earlier in the day, right? But that's what happened. 5 inches plus of rain. It kept on seeping through since I left and got back. And there are the tomatoes, there are the flies. Consuming some of the tomatoes, but like I said the other day, I'd rather have them rot on the vine if I don't have time to process them than pick them and leave them indoors. But still, plenty of good ones down here. Can you hear the crickets? Or is the jet too loud? Jet's too loud. Look at the color. Green. We are very green. We've had plenty of rain. Our foliage is weeks away. It's gonna be great. What is it, Rex? What do you see? I don't have a time lapse, so why don't you chase whatever it is? Go get it. Get it, Rex. Good luck. It's ragweed. It's pretty thick, and there's a fence. You see the crew out there? Stop. Yeah, the noise of jets. Can you hear the workers over there? Preparing the Wessagusset Yacht Club Docks for moving day this weekend. Tomorrow, I guess, right? Good day for it. One jet after another, so we cannot hear the crickets. I don't have a time lapse. Kind of lost on how to close this out. Play some piano music and say something like, thanks for watching. Undo the pins. I hear Andrew's voice. Not the second though. You got a good voice, Andrew. As the sun gets closer to the horizon, I'm really kind of upset that I'm gonna miss the moving of the docks. Because I have to build a kayak rack. And where'd your kayak rack go? Disassemble. The summer equipment season is winding down. Winterization fully underway.